Brendan, I think looking on from the outside, a lot of supporters will have been disappointed with that performance. What did you make of today's game?
Yeah, disappointed and rightly so. It was, in my opinion, poor from very early on in the game. I think Armagh came with a game plan that knocked the ball about well, but their work rate was brilliant too. They looked like a team. They looked like they wanted to win the game of football, and I couldn't say the same thing about us today.
We've been on a good run of form of late. Obviously, that came to a halt last week, and obviously then today, not so good again. Another hangover maybe today after last week?
No, like I wouldn't accept things like a hangover or being down or being upset about not making top six. At the end of the day, you're turning up here for a game of football. You're expected to go and play and win and compete and be competitive at the very, very least. Too many passengers today within the starting 11. Very few players I would single out and give lots of praise to, and I have a lot of time for them. They're a great bunch of lads, but really off the boil today in many areas.
So how do you turn that around going into the next match in terms of the way we approach the game?
Yeah, well, look, they have to get back to doing what they were doing well. You know, we make no bones about it, and Steady's a big believer in it. If we show up and we're 5 to 10% off the team that we have been when we were on that run, we're not good enough to win games of football. We have to be at 100% every week. We need everybody collectively behind and working together. We need everybody at training. We need everybody pulling in the same direction. And on the pitch, and I said to the boys too, you know, you have to be willing to sacrifice. You're playing again on surfaces at times where you're going to have a loose pass, you're going to have a loose touch. You have to be willing to leave your position and bust a gut for 10, 15 yards to cover the people around you and pull your teammates out of a difficult position whenever it's needed. And that's what we did do well when we were on that run of games. You know, we were very competitive. We fought, we battled, we played good football, we took our chances when it came our way. And our decision making was good, and we've just got ourselves probably in a little bit of a downward spiral, but it's easily pulled out of.
Bit of a fear maybe that we do go into sort of a bit of a sort of seasoned over approach at this season time. Obviously it's important we avoid that.
Yeah, no, definitely. Look, I have no time for that. Barry has no time for that. As a coaching staff, there's none of that mentality about. You know, I look at it, there's still four games left to play. 4 games to show up and do your job. Said to the boys beforehand as well, you know, it's 4 games where you can show up and prove your worth, whether it's to get another contract to stay at Lisburn Distillery next year, or whether you have ambitions of being scouted and looked at by clubs higher above. There are 4 games where you should be going out here, and again, with no disrespect, you know, we made no bones about it there. We wanted to finish top 6, that was the aim. And whenever you're in this bottom 6 part of the league, then you should be going out with the mentality that we're going to win every single game, and that you're going to be better than the player you're playing against. And that'll be the mindset that we take forward.
As you say, we haven't made the top 6, got so close, we're not quite there. Obviously the target has to be sort of 7th position. Tough match next week against Port Stewart if we're going to maintain that.
Yeah, look, it will be a tough match, and it's a tough pitch up there. It's very blustery, and the surface wasn't great the last time we were up. But again, you know, there'll be lots of tough matches there. Armagh obviously battling still, wanting to make sure they're secure in their position in the league too. You know, and Port Stewart likewise will you know put us up to it next week as well. We went there before, we know what they expect, we know it'll be tough conditions too. But again, if we show up and we play as a collective together and put the effort in and do what the manager's asking us to do as well, I think is very, very important, then we'll have a chance. If we show up with the attitude that we had today and the passengers that we carried today, then it'll be the same result.